in it. So I was immediately like, I'm listening. Okay, tell me more about it. So I'm going to make this recipe, and then I'm going to tell y'all about our cool Cheese Smart containers that we don't really talk about a whole lot. So first things first, we are making you know what, to be honest, I forgot the name of this. How cool is that? It's a blueberry grilled cheese sandwich. That's what it is. We're going to make our own blueberry jam. It is 1,000 times easier than you could possibly imagine. So this is what we're going to do. All right, the first thing we're going to do, and I've already done this step just because it took a little bit of time off of everything, is you're going to take half of a cup of fresh blueberries, wash them and drain them, and then a tablespoon of brown sugar, and you're going to place it into the 2-cup part of your micro pitcher. So this is, if you're new to Tupperware, let me have my little container here. This is our micro pitcher. It's a 2-cup and a 1-cup measuring cup. The 1 cup fits right on top, just like that. And it creates a nice little hinge so that with my thumb here, you can see I can just push down like that and I can pour out. Has a little pour spout on the end. This is really good for, I think in our house we call it the butter melter. Grab the thing to melt the butter, because you can put butter in here and you can melt it in the microwave and it's not going to splatter and make a disgusting mess everywhere, because you have this really cool cover. So I have half a cup of blueberries, fresh blueberries, tablespoon of brown sugar, and then half of a tablespoon of either red wine vinegar or balsamic vinegar. And I use balsamic vinegar. Doesn't matter, whichever one you want to use. And you're going to put that in your micro pitcher. Put the 1 cup on top of it. You're going to put it in your microwave for 30 seconds. You're going to stir it, 30 seconds, stir it, 30 seconds, stir it, 30 seconds, stir it. Took about 2 minutes total for it to get to the consistency that you want it to get to, which is, you want it to get to like a syrup consistency. So let me see if I can get y'all to, let's see if y'all can see this. All right, so what happens is, can y'all see me okay? Mute. Okay. What happens is the blueberries pop. You're going to think there's no liquid in here. What am I supposed to be doing? Because there's just half a tablespoon of liquid, but those blueberries burst, the liquid comes out of there. And then with the brown sugar, it makes a nice, yummy little jam. So you've got your little blueberry jam literally in 2 minutes. It smells good. It's fresh. How cool is that? Then what you're going to do is you're going to take your MicroPro grill. So I've got my MicroPro grill here. You're going to take this, and the MicroPro grill has a special plate in the bottom of it, and it has a special plate in the cover part. I don't know why I can't see me anymore. Hang on.
We can see you great.
Oh, you can. Well, now you see my big old face here.
No,
all right, I still
finger.
Can't see me. Well, now you can see my big old finger. I don't know what happened. Oh, well, I'll just see me small. It doesn't really matter. All right, so there's a plate in the bottom, here, and a plate in the top here. Those special plates that are in there, when you put this in the microwave, because it is a grill for the microwave, when you put this in the microwave, those plates absorb the energy. So they absorb that microwave energy and they heat up. So I want you to think about it as if it was, you're putting a pan on top of the stove. Right? When you put a pan on top of the stove, you've got that heat source that comes through. Whatever is touching that pan, that's what heats up. That's what's going to happen in here. Whatever is touching those plates, that's what's going to cook. So if you wanted, whatever you would like, you would grill, whatever you would take on a frying pan and you'd put on the stove, that's what you can do in here. So that we're going to grill a grilled cheese in the microwave, and it's going to toast up and crisp and be wonderful. So imagine making burgers in here. You can cook your bacon in here. You can make casseroles in here. You do have 2 different settings. When you put the cover on and you put it on this way, when you put it on like this, the cover goes down. So it goes down inside. See how it kind of went and sunk inside? We call that the grill position, because what's happening at that point is, remember the plate that's on top here? This plate is touching the food that's on top of here. So if I had a piece of grilled chicken in here, and I put this in the grill position on top like that, that top piece that's getting hot, because remember I told you those microwaves go to that plate, heats it up, that's cooking the top of the chicken. The bottom plate's cooking the bottom part of the chicken. It's all getting cooked. Then let's say that I had, we have a really, really good recipe for I think it's toasted ravioli casserole or something like that. but you put cheese on top. Y'all know that's my favorite food. Put cheese on top. Well, I don't necessarily want to put this on top and let that cheese get super hot. So instead, I'm going to lift it up, turn it this way. There's a little lip here and there's a lip here that allows that cover to now stay raised up. See how it didn't sink down inside? So now we call that the casserole setting. So when you're reading your recipes and it says place it into the grill position, you know the grill means it's going to be turned sideways where that top piece is going to be touching your food. If it says casserole position, you're going to turn it this way and it's just going to mimic like heat for the top of your casserole. All right, so now let's get to the good stuff, which is our recipe. Okay, you're going to take some a thick slice of bread and you're going to butter it. We use that Artisano, I don't know, Nature's Own Artisano thick bread. And you're going to just place that into the bottom of the Micro Pro Grill. Then you're going to take your yummy jam that you made, or jelly, I don't know what our blueberry yummy here. You're going to take about a 1/4 cup of that. You're going to think that's a lot, but it's really yummy. And then you're just going to kind of glide that around. So I put butter side down. So that's what's touching the plate. Look at my little yummy there. All right. And then you're going to take some goat cheese. Now, goat cheese you can buy in a log. You can buy it crumbled. You can, it doesn't really matter. Just get some goat cheese. You're going to break it up like this, and you're going to sprinkle it on top of the yummy little jam. So now I've got goat cheese. If you're thinking, I don't really like goat cheese, you could use feta. But if you don't like goat cheese, you probably don't like feta cheese. And then we can't be friends. I mean, oh, gosh, just kidding. All right, and then you're going to take a slice of Havarti. Havarti cheese is just like it's more like a buttery, soft cheese. You can buy it in a block and you can slice it, or you can just buy the slices of it. It's a very mild, buttery, yummy cheese. Then you're going to take your buttered, your other piece of bread. You're going to take the butter and butter side up. And so it looks like this. Anybody hungry yet? I know what you're thinking. Blueberry and cheese, it's so good. And then this recipe calls for the grill position. So I'm going to turn it where that top's going to be touching. And it even says to kind of push down a little bit. So you can see I push down just a little bit. I'm going to pop this in the microwave for 5 minutes. And hold on, our microwave's really close. We're going to put it in the microwave for 5 minutes. And then it's going to start toasting and grilling. I do have a finished product so y'all can look at. There's only half. I don't know where the other half went. It's gone. I don't know what happened to it, but I'm pretty sure I know what happened to it. Anyway, this is the toasted. This is what it looks like. It toasts that much in the microwave. And maybe we'll come back and I'll show you this one. Or maybe I'll talk long enough that it'll be done. But, oh, I was going to show y'all. This is the, when you buy the goat cheese in a log, that's what it looks like. It looks like that, and it's in a clear package. If you've never tried this, it's really, really good. You can mix it with fresh herbs and make like a little cracker spread for it. Anyway, I digress. All right, let's talk about our Cheese Smart. This is so exciting. Okay, so I'm curious how many of y'all have a Cheese Smart. This is what the Cheese Smart looks like. I see some hands raised in the air, like you just don't care. Say, hey, oh, okay. Lots of hands in the air. This is good. Okay, so this is our Cheese Smart. So cheese is can be super aromatic, right? It can have a real strong odor to it. And the idea behind our cheese container, our Cheese Smart, is that it has a special membrane that's on this cover. When you look at the top of it, you think, oh, those are just holes, right? Those are holes that let the air breathe. Kind of, that is kind of true. But even more importantly is there's like a little film, like a little membrane over that you can't really tell it's there, but it is there. And that membrane it does allow air to pass through, but it also captures moisture so that your cheese that you store in here will breathe properly, so it'll last longer. And it also takes the moisture away from it, because those are the things that break down your cheese and make your cheese get yucky. It makes your refrigerator smell like cheese if you have it in a non-airtight container, like wrapped in plastic. And that's the thing about cheese. That's what makes it so tricky, is that if you put it in an airtight container, it needs to breathe just a little bit. So then if it's a really strong smelling cheese and you want to let it breathe and not be an airtight container, now your refrigerator is going to stink, right? So that's what this really cool trademark that Tupperware has for our Cheese Smart containers, this special membrane. There's 3 different sizes of Cheese Smart containers, and the holes will match this capacity automatically. There's nothing you have to do. There's nothing you have to change on here. You literally just use the product. So you'll notice on the larger Cheese Smart containers, the holes are actually larger to accommodate the larger capacity of the cheese that you have in there. The bottom of it, you've got a flat tray, or you can flip it over. It's reversible. When you flip it over, here's a good example of how you would use that. It has a large rim that's right here. So whenever you have a marinated cheese, this is fresh mozzarella and a marinade, a little mozzarella balls, that marinade, that brine that it's in actually helps to preserve the cheese. So you want to store it like that, but you also want to let it breathe. So that's where this is super handy, because then you can put your cheese in here, the oils, it can remain in its oil and it's not going to fall out everywhere. The larger capacity ones are great for when you're serving at a party. You can have your different cheeses out and they're stored properly in your refrigerator, ready to go. You can just take it right out and you've got a cool little board to go there. The outside is clear. So when this is in your refrigerator, you can see exactly what's inside. Can you guys see that okay? Yeah, there you go. So you can see exactly what's inside. And when you think about storing cheese, there's a couple different ways that that people think about storing cheese. If you use plastic, so like a plastic wrap or a baggie or something like that, what that does is it suffocates the cheese and it speeds up that aging process. So it makes it to where it can't breathe, and it also traps in moisture, which is where this really cool trademark system takes that moisture away and also lets it breathe at the same time. So it traps in that cheese. If you use something like foil, the salt and the acid that's in a cheese will kind of interact with that foil and make it a funny taste. So they make cheesecloth, they make cheese paper that you're supposed to wrap your cheese in, but every single time, pretty much, it's recommended every single time you take that cheese out that you replace the paper. So think about how costly that is, right? Or cheesecloth. You probably all know what cheesecloth is. We use it to like strain things. It's actually designed to store our cheese in, but then you have to get rid of it, get new cheesecloth, all that stuff. And that's because the moisture is all there and you want to get rid of that moisture. So anyway, super cool. If you've never used our Cheese Smart container, I really challenge you guys to take a peek at that. I just heard the little microwave go off. Let's check out the Sammy. I bet it's nice and piping hot. When you take it out of the microwave, you can hold on to the sides because the handles, if it's only been in there for like 5 minutes, you can hang on to the sides because the handles have those silicone that's there. The silicone protects all the parts, the sharp edges that would kind of cause a spark in the microwave because of metal. And then we're going to take it off. When you take the cover off, you notice, I don't know if y'all can see over here. Yeah, you can kind of see. I flipped it over upside down. If I put it just flat down on my counter, it'd be okay on this counter. But if I put it on my cutting board, that would not be so good because that's hot. Remember, that's where that plate is. That plate heats up, and that would not be good. But okay, give me a big drum roll. Yay, I can hear y'all all. But look at our beautiful grilled cheese. Ah, oh my gosh, who's gonna eat this now in this house?
Do you want
Who
me
can I
to come
send
over?
this to? Yeah, you want to come over?
I'm excited to try that, Inky. I mean, I love goat cheese and Hervati, and then the blueberries. I wonder if you could make it with other fruit like strawberries or something.
I bet you could. I'm gonna show y'all the inside real quick.
Um,
Oh my gosh, it's so cheesy. Y'all know me and my cheese.
oh my
That's what it
God,
looks like inside.
that's so cool.
So it's so cool. What I love about it, just to give you, I was the culprit that had the other half. What I love about it is it tastes so fresh. I mean, you literally took fresh blueberries and your own sugar and you made a cool little jam and you put it. It just tastes so fresh. And I mean, it is toasted butter bread. I mean, you can't go wrong there, right? But it's really, really tasty. And I think it's a great way to show. This would be a really fun demonstration to do a cooking party, invite some people onto Zoom and show this to them. I think it'd be really cool. And it's educational to learn how to store our cheese. I'm sure we've all had molded cheese and thought, "Oh, how do I get rid of this molded cheese? How can I make my cheese last longer?" It's not like cheese is cheap, especially if you're buying the good stuff. You want to make sure that you preserve it. So take a look at our Cheese Smart containers, give them a try. I think you guys are going to really love them.